Chai and welcome to this video. So if you've seen my videos before, you've probably seen Chai before. He is a golden retriever. He is almost 3 years old and he is very cute. His hobbies are looking out the window and begging for food. What I thought I was going to do today for this video, since it is a long weekend, is let Chai choose everything I read and everything I do this weekend. So we are going to start with my actual TBR. And the options we have, Chai, are The Last Housewife, which is kind of a spooky, creepy book, cults related, or Ancillary Justice, which is more of like a AI sci-fi novel. All right, Chai. So we're going to choose. You gotta sniff both of them. And now we're gonna see which one you want me to read. Let's start. Ready? Which one should I read? Oh! Ancillary Justice. Alright, so I'll be reading this book now. Alright, now we're gonna decide what audiobook that I'm gonna read or listen to this weekend. And I have What My Bones Know, which is about family trauma, trauma in general, and then we have Momfluenced, which is basically about mom influencers. So this hand will be Momfluenced, this hand will be What My Bones Know, and we will have him decide. Snoot! Snoot! What My Bones Know. Chai really wants me to learn about some trauma, so we will be listening to What My Bones Know, and we will be reading Ancillary Justice, and Chai is very happy about that. And I also have to decide, I almost forgot, whether I'm going to a coffee shop or I'm going to be working from home. So this hand will be coffee shop and this hand will be working from home. Ready? Snoot! Good job! We're going to a coffee shop. Thanks, Chai. I am back from the coffee shop and I had a little bit of lunch and I did read a bit of Ancillary Justice. And from what I've read so far, it is Spaceship who 19 years ago somehow like became a human, and she's just kind of like wandering these different planets, but it's actually kind of funny so far. The language that she knew as like a spaceship had no gender, so she calls all the characters by she and is really confused by gender, and that has so far have been like pretty funny already. Like, the first few pages I was like, oh yeah, like this is actually quite fun. I thought it was going to be a little bit more serious for some reason, but it does remind me of the episode in Doctor Who when the TARDIS, which is also kind of like a space and time ship, I guess, turns into like a woman, and she's very sassy and stuff. So that's been great so far. But now I'm gonna ask Chai what I should watch while I clean the apartment because it needs to be cleaned a little bit. This hand is Gilmore Girls. This hand is Real Housewives. All right? Okay. Gilmore Girls, Real Housewives. Ready? Gilmore Girls, Real Housewives. Schnooch. Real Housewives.
Old days, I used to think I'm the problem, that I was way too sensitive, reacting way too much, until I realized we were different types, carrying a different triggers, scaring us to death. Oh, someday we will collide.
I have done most of the things I have to do today, but I need to head over to, I think, yeah, FedEx to like ship something and then that will be the last thing, and then I am going to chill and ask Chai how we shall chill. So I'm back from FedEx where I dropped off the package, and I think Chai is gonna be too sleepy to decide. Chai, your decisions are between this hand's a book, this hand's a puzzle. Which one should I do? I think he's too sleepy. Book, puzzle. I will come back with some treats, because then he will decide. I have 2 treats. This treat is book, and this treat is puzzle. Book, and then puzzle.
You didn't meet, but that's all days. Now that we see each other, can we slow down, start over? Come closer.
So I am gonna go out with some friends tonight, so I won't be doing any more reading, but I will give you guys an update tomorrow morning, and hopefully Chai has a lot of exciting plans for me tomorrow. Good morning, it is the next day and we are about to figure out breakfast, but it's time to ask Chai what he wants to do for breakfast. All right, Chai, it's time to make a very important decision. Can you sit? His hand will be eating out, going out for breakfast. His hand will be having breakfast at home and making breakfast. Okay, so can you sit? Snooch. Going out. Okay, you decided going out. Was really good. We got cycles. Chai's having some water. I got the pumpkin cream cold brew with sugar-free vanilla, which is really nice. I'm gonna read here, get some work done while I finish my coffee, but I want to go out and do something before the sun gets really hot today, which is kind of still overcast. So Chai's gonna decide between going to the dog park or going for a little hike. Okay, so this will be dog park and this will be hike. Shoot! We are gonna go for a hike. We're at the walking. It's not that intense of a hike, but kind of hike location, and I was listening to What My Bones Know on audio as we were driving over. I've made it through about an hour. Thoughts so far, it is very well written, very interesting story. She's actually based, at least the story is based in the Bay Area, and it's very I'm glad my mom died kind of story. If you've read that and you like that, I think this is another great one. A little bit more intense. If you read I'm Glad My Mom Died and it was too intense for you, I would say like skip this one. It is pretty intense, but like a very good book so far. But anyway, let's go for a little hike. puzzle. I did get through a third of the book in I think about 2 hours of my audiobook, so I think I'll give you guys a reading update tomorrow morning. But both I'm liking so far. But yeah, I think we're just gonna have dinner and I'm gonna read more and have a chill night with this one. Good morning, and Chai has a new assignment or decision for him to make, and this is a big decision. So it'll be between pickleball and the dog beach in Santa Cruz. So this hand without the scrunchie will be dog beach, and this hand with the scrunchie will be pickleball. Shoot! Dog beach! All right, we're gonna go to Santa Cruz, which is really lovely today. I think the weather is a little cloudy, but I think it'll still be really nice. We'll see.
I wish you were here, we would probably be upstairs lying in my bed. I pet you on the back, we were talking, we would laugh, and you'd understand. You listen to all my problems, your eyes would say, don't you worry. Kiss me on the cheek to make sure I was fine. Well, I'm not right now, 'cause my mother never listens, and my dad's barely around, and I'm stuck in the middle all the time. And my brother's gone to college, so we don't talk like before. I wish you were here so I could tell you more, but you're not anymore. Walks in the park, telling secrets in the dark, trips to the beach. Basking in the sun was your favorite thing, I hope that you do still. You listen to all my problems, your eyes would say, don't you worry. Kiss me on the cheek to make sure I was fine. But I'm not right now, 'cause my mother never listens, and my dad's barely around, and I'm stuck in the middle all the time. But my brother's gone to college, so we don't talk like before. I wish you were here so I could tell you more. I wish you were here so I could tell you more, but you're not anymore.
I was listening to What My Bones Know, and I was really thinking about how this is such a good representation of CPTSD. If you don't know what that is, it's just complex PTSD, which is when instead of having one event like a car crash or something else very traumatic and no other traumatic events, it's when you've been repeatedly exposed to traumas for a long period of time. So that typically shows itself a little bit differently than a classic like PTSD, Vietnam, military kind of PTSD. I really appreciate her vulnerability in talking about how she really used perfectionism, overwork, doing really well in school and work as a crutch, as a way of coping that was healthier, but not like actual healing. And that's how we represent healing in today's society with capitalism, of like people who are successful, quote unquote successful, are done. They don't need anything else. They've managed through capitalism really well. I'm a therapist. I'm not currently practicing, but I've seen PTSD multiple times in my practice, and this is definitely what it looks like. I am almost ready to go to bed for the night, but I'm halfway through both books. I am a little bit of a slower reader than other people, I feel like, but I did want to talk about Ancillary Justice so far. The first part of Ancillary Justice was a little bit confusing just because it goes back and forth in time, like it's like 1,000 years or something in the past. She's like part of AI. She's like multiple like robot kind of people, and it's all like within one knowledge, and that knowledge is her. And then it goes to the present, or I guess the future, and she is just like a human person looking for justice. So I think that for me, the past portion has been really interesting, more interesting than the future portion, because it deals a lot with like different kind of races and how kind of the society is functioning. That's been really interesting. I'm glad I've been able to kind of follow past and present. That was a little bit difficult. And then I've been liking the gender part of it, because I know technically that there are men and women, but because the gender is all female, I feel a little bit more connected to it in a way. So that's been really interesting. I did read a Goodreads review that a guy like stopped reading the book because he assumed all the characters were female and was like annoyed by it, which I find really ironic in the sci-fi genre anyway. But because there's definitely books where there's like 95% male, but that's its own thing. But anyway, I'm gonna go to bed in a little bit, give you guys a last reading update tomorrow. Good morning. I've done a couple things so far today, but I wanted to get out of the house a little bit, so I'm gonna ask Chai whether I go read in the library or I go window shopping for a little bit. Okay, library, window shopping. Let's see. Chai? Snoot? Library. It's a holiday today and the library is closed, so I think I still want to do some work though, so I'm gonna go to a coffee shop and maybe do some light window shopping as well. So I'll take you guys with me, but Chai is wrong.
It's a new day for a high. It's another day to try to get by. And ooh, yeah, I'm feeling now every second, every hour of the day. Yeah. It's a new day for a high. Yeah. It's a new day for good times.
Finish the What My Bones Know. Oh, I would not recommend reading this book all in one weekend. It is pretty rough, but so good. Talking about intergenerational trauma, talking about how our bodies kind of hold trauma, being a representative of a traumatic event in a family and therefore treated a different kind of way. This book was a lot, but it was really great. I would definitely recommend it. Ancillary Justice, I am a little bit over halfway through, and this book I am enjoying a lot. It is unraveling slowly and like giving me a little bit more information as you go through it. The thing with this book is that there's a lot of characters and a lot of timelines, so I am letting myself kind of like read through it slowly, and I'm not going to finish it this weekend. But I'm enjoying it. It's definitely, again, I've said, reminds me of Doctor Who in different kinds of ways. Really understanding it's like robot AI people, like what they truly are and how that becomes a thing. When I read that, I was like, oof, this is creepy. After reading Fourth Wing, I'm like, this is like all the context Fourth Wing did need. Though these are two completely different kinds of books. But yeah, I really am enjoying it, but it's just like, I'm not gonna finish it this weekend. I need to like stop and remember where all the characters are and like what timeline we're in and stuff. So definitely taking my time with this one. Thank you so much for watching and getting this far. Please like and subscribe, and every like I'll give a little pet to Chai. Bye bye.